June's maddening heat. You held my hand in my room in the city when June unleashed her maddening heat. You stroked my hair as I went blind watching a black and white TV. It might have well been a prison cell from a 19th century Brazil. You shook me and slapped me and I drank more vodka. I could not get my fill. I see you leaving, your overcoat flowing, tore a small hole in my heart. Jimmy Stewart poured martinis for Doris Day. My flattened hopes of playing that part. My room, once my temple filled with candles and color, now has grown small and dark, and you've dropped by to tell me, spring water in hand, would I like to go to the park. Brittle bones and aching muscles make me say bitter things as she floats through the door again. Mr. Boston asks the question, was she really even here, or another hallucinated friend? I can't cry anymore because I can't get drunk. In my hermitage, dying like a poisoned monk. The ashtrays are all overturned, the plants in my window box burned. The mice have found their way in, but will soon starve. I need so few things now. I need so many things now. You didn't come over tonight. I knew that you wouldn't, but prayed that you might, and I will lie here forever or until this bottle is dry. It's all been the same to me. My clocks have wound down, and the noise in this town never sleeps, and neither will I. Stiff as a board and floating in brine, cheap vodka and beer are rotting my mind, and I can feel it in my head and spine, like bubbles popping and life decomposing and dollar bills feasting on time. You were brave to come in here, and I guess more to leave. Who needs a sad man tugging your sleeve? One more time I'm calling you to make my wasting life complete, to hold me in my room in the city with June unleashing her maddening heat. When I woke up in the computer age, my mouth was dry, my head filled with rage, and I reached out for the telephone for some instruction, but I got a machine and spun my wheels to destruction. Am I so strange for what I want, a decent book and a good table in a restaurant? Reach so high this day, reach so high for something good to say. This confusion is like lead, and the madness wishes I was dead. I'll get a grip one fine day to hold my head up proud, receive accolades. Give me applause and an 8x10. Take my autograph with a fountain pen and drive me back to my favorite haunt, to a decent book and a good table in a restaurant. I tried so hard this morning. I tried so hard to make some plans. 7 million blueprints for a life, and not one has turned up in my hands, and they're shaking like a dog on the 4th of July. And my great-great-grandfather could have never guessed that it would come to this, greenbacks mixed with silicon chips, a plastic smile, and a beeper clip. It's so unreal. I'm leaving town to harvest grapes and throw them down. Am I so strange for what I want, a decent book and a good table in a restaurant? Stationary mail. Stationary mail. Did you get my letter in the mail today? I spent an hour alone on your name to steady my hand and let the cursive flow, calligraphy so hard to tame. I put 1, 2, 3, 4 red little roses in a corner and a moon on the back. And I wonder what kind of postal worker's eyes this one is going to attract. Did you open your box? Did they forward your mail? When are you going to get it? Did the Amtrak derail? Are you up in the country? Are you out in L.A.? You know I'm stationary, the stationary mail. Post-relationship, postcard marked on the stamp on the letter like the stamp on my heart. And I'm a regular now at the post office downtown, the curious man with the curious frown. He's the one with the pictures on his letter. He's a colorful male with the colorful mail. And I know it takes a week to get there, barring holidays and Sundays, to let you know you still make cameos in my dreams. And then it goes into the shoebox full of letters from all your old boyfriends. Bedmates to pen pals, lovers to friends, horny beginnings and unhappy ends. Back to notebook paper and ballpoint pens, oh yeah. I clipped a newspaper item, I clipped off my hair, and I'm sending it all off to you. Pretty rocks, mixtapes, and autumn leaves, and a bumblebee painted blue. I think I like the taste of the glue. Maybe I should get some parchment and wax, silk ribbons, some ink, and a quill. Find a trusty bard, set him on horseback. You've always liked horses, so I think I will. Godspeed, good man, and deliver her hand this urgent epistle post-haste. Fair damsel, my master writes you all through the night, pale and ghostly in candlelight. Prithee, I pray thee, please won't you write him back? Alas, alack, alas, alack. The handle of my favorite coffee mug broke off in my hand today, and I had an out-of-body experience. There in the stillness of the morning, my apartment crumbled away to nothing, leaving me sitting there staring at the broken piece, big, heavy head full of nothing. Think I won't show up for work today. Think I'll unplug the phone. Think I'll go downtown and get lost in the library. It's feast or famine. Wasn't it just a few days ago you and I were laughing in the candlelight some four-star restaurant eating next week's rent, giving the waiter a hard time, waltzing through the parking lot, and today, a cold sandwich and a glass of tea. Withdrawal. Can't find my adrenaline, eloped with my enthusiasm. 1,000 lives go on, chattering to each other rapidly, happily, just like yesterday's yesterday. The silver laid out in the drawer getting darker, the colors on the curtains fading, and another shooting star drops more dust from the sky. The look on her face as she watches things pass by, the passenger window. More heavy sighs, more theory, more feelings. I can watch it all from behind the fish tank and take notes. A sneaking suspicion that this is all I will ever have. This is as close as I will ever get. She touched me, and I was lifted out and into her world. What a relief. What do you want? What can I do for you? Let my focus rise to your desire and leave this thickness behind. So the hour hand has moved me into my kitchen chair again, trying as best as I know how to make this moment perfect, to end up walking away knowing that I have again wasted it on one distraction or another. And how do I unwind, and what do I do with my leisure time? Can't relax, feel like a constant flex, always at the ready for the rug to be pulled out. This broken piece, a favorite thing taken for granted and now taken away, the random and savage effects of the day. Sitting here, nothing more than a paperweight holding down all of my very important papers. Cut a right onto Main Street, get married, get a dog, buy yourself a place of public service and dress up for it every night. Do these wingtip shoes go with this bruise? The gaze on the horizon falters every now and then, tricked by a mirage, a ghost in the peripheral vision. The purpose gets lost in an infinite salad bar until you forget that you're hungry and you forget what bread is for. How loud must I scream to be heard among or above the screaming of my peers? And we keep graduating from schools of higher learning. We keep crowding each other in the sweat and beer under revolving lights and the press of the woofer through the skull. They keep passing below my window with the bass booming Jeep beats on their way to strike poses standing in a much bigger Jeep, hats backward like morals and values. You're not coming inside, no matter how big your friggin' posse is. They go back and forth like corpuscles in an infected bloodstream. The soul is tired of the charades and pageantry. But the body, thank God, this machine is strong. It needs to be to cart around the raving geezer inside. Engine overheats, fan belts blow, and tires lose their traction. Age and decay in action. But for that one night with the top down, starry skies cruising down long back roads to nowhere, the dark pine leaning in from both sides, the low radio in her hand, make up for all these broken pieces and lost toys.